Hey guys, what's going on? 5869 here, and today I'm bringing you a game from the Reddit Dota League in-house. I really started to want to cast more of these. They're a lot of fun to watch, and some are back and forth, some are stomps, some are quick games, long games. But it's just some amateur Dota and some nice little captain's mode to help just build a little bit of a casting portfolio. So we're gonna have 4 friends plus common. I imagine is common on that team is the one bringing in the team name against just the Dire. They don't really have a team name, but we'll just refer to them as Common Stack and the Dire. It looks like we're gonna have some pretty average. This is on 6.84, so we're gonna have some pretty average 6.84 bands. Visage and Gyro, both solid bands. Even we'll see if there's a Wisp player, I'm sure we'll see that get banned. Undying, a lot of people don't like dealing with that. Beastmaster, even we've seen get banned. And then there's still some really strong heroes like Lina, Shadow Demon. Lina can be played as a support, maybe a core, so sometimes we see her getting banned. And a Shadow Demon, if you got a wicked Shadow Demon player, then it's really hard to really control those team fights when somebody's getting disrupted, and it's tougher to play around that, obviously. So we'll see. It looks like Toontamer will be the captain on the side of the Dire here, while Vuccappella, hopefully I'm pronouncing that properly, will be the captain down here on Common Stack. It looks like Undying and Quap both going to be banned out there. So Undying, pretty regular. Quap, usually she gets through, but she's still a really solid mid laner, controls the lane really well. We'll see what they're going to grab with that first pick. Maybe something like the Lina. This was before the summit, so I don't know if Drow's kind of the flavor of the month, or Darkseer even. This was after, I believe, Red Bull, so maybe Darkseer, a lot of people liking that. Even Broodmother. If you've got a Wisp player, like I said, Wisp is always a solid pick. You can pair him with so many heroes, Bristleback, Tiny, perhaps even the CK. Just really any fighting heroes. And it looks like a Viper first pick, so not very common. Still a solid hero, going to be able to control that mid lane if he's going to be there. It does have the potential to do a safe lane solo if you want to run an aggressive tri-lane. But most likely we'll be seeing this Viper going mid lane. And when you ban out a Quap, there's not too many heroes that can really stand against the Viper. Perhaps you could look towards something like an OD maybe, just to deal with it. There's not too many heroes, but with the first 2 picks, we'll see there's still really strong heroes. I'm surprised that the Lina's still in the pool there. She's going to maybe go through, and Beastmaster as well. We'll see. They're going to want to kind of stay away from melee carries, as Viper's really good at locking them down with his ultimate, really able to kite those melee carries. So maybe they're going to be a little bit too afraid, but a Wisp Tiny in the pool still would be a very strong first 2 picks, even with the Viper there. We'll have to see what Vuccappella wants to go for here. As taking the time for the first picks. Normally, you already have an idea of what you want to grab first. You say to your team, hey guys, if these heroes go through, I'm gonna pick them up. But maybe none of the heroes going through. We do still have a Chen if you've got a Chen player. We do see a lot of push strats. A Shadow Fiend could be a solid pickup as well. As long as you get, a few levels on that Shadow Fiend, and actually an Earthshaker is going to be the pickup. So Earthshaker, a nice roaming support, especially with the addition of the Mango. He's really good at just walking around, getting that bonus mana for the wall whenever he needs it, and pressuring the lanes. Especially Viper doesn't really have an escape mechanism, so if he gets on the wrong side of the wall, or he's a little bit too far up, even though he is tanky with that Corrosive Skin passive, could still easily get killed by Earthshaker +1, or maybe a double rotation from both supports here. So could also be potentially a Core Shaker. The thing about any in-house league, no matter what it is that you really have no idea where these drafts are going to go. Sometimes these veteran players are going to play these heroes a certain way, but even then, this could be a safe lane solo crit shaker. Although I do believe if the Dire sniffs that out, they'll probably run the Viper against it, and it'll be a lot harder for that Earthshaker to really get his farm. Just tipping into the time on the second pick here. Normally, you don't want to give away both your supports because, if you pick 2 supports that obviously are going to roam, then you can really pick up heroes that are going to pressure the carry, so that maybe the supports have to stay there. And it's going to be a Witch Doctor, so both heroes good at roaming. Both heroes scale very well into the late game. Obviously, the Witch Doctor ultimate being physical damage. can still go through BKB and jump around to those heroes. And Earthshaker, fantastic at initiation here. If you don't BKB or if you don't see it coming, then you're going to eat all those stuns and you won't have time to BKB whatsoever. So we'll see what the Dire looks to pick up after this. They've still got their support. You know, Shadow Demon would still be a pretty solid option here. Obviously, just disrupting him from the Witch Doctor cast, or, you know, disrupting. Obviously, the illusions aren't going to benefit you too much there. Obviously, with the Earthshaker, but the illusions don't last that long, and if you pick a Shadow Demon, then you know the enemy team is most likely not going to grab melee carries, as you've got the ult from the Shadow Demon, the ult from the Viper. You can really kite around those melee carries, and then if they're going to pick a range carry, you know, maybe a Luna, maybe a Sniper, even a Drow, you can force them into that. A Lion, definitely a solid pick. He's got tons of lockdown. The finger is so scary to have to deal with early on. It just does so much burst damage. Obviously, it is magical, so later on it's not as much of a factor, but we recently just saw Aoi play a Lion to great effect with those blink stuns, always 2-3 hero stuns, and if you can ever be that effective with your impales, it's just so hard to deal with. So maybe we'll be looking at a very talented Lion player here. I don't really watch RD2L that often, so I'm not sure, you know, who would be a veteran player, you know, who almost always plays one role, or if they're very flexible. But we'll just dip into the bans here. The Dire will be looking to ban out pretty well the cores. I don't imagine that's going to be a core shaker, so we'll probably see, you know, the mid lanes as well as the carries getting taken out. The Slark's going to be taken out, so not a bad idea. Slark's not the greatest against Viper. Actually, Attacky's being banned out, so maybe 4 friends plus common. Maybe the common stack there, Vuccappella, knows a little bit more than myself, and they have a Techies player in this Dire stack here. Either way, he's going to be banned out, not wanting to deal with that. And we'll see what they want to pick up, or what they want to ban out here on the side of the Dire. Could still ban out the Lina, would be a pretty solid lane against the Viper. You know, any hero that can just push out the lane against a Viper. And she's got solid range, so the Viper can't really harass her that well. She does have the corrosive skin, so obviously the magic damage is going to be reduced. But, I mean, you're not going to pick up the Lina just for the Viper. You know, you're going to pick it up to blow up the Lion or whatever other heroes they may go for. And it looks like a Void's going to be banned out as well. That's another solid ban. Obviously, Void, Witch Doctor, the El Clasico here. Just throw up the Chronosphere, get the Death Ward going outside of that. Even the Earthshaker going to be able to throw a wall inside that Chronosphere. And if you set up a good Chrono, the Earthshaker can just kind of wait on the edge. And a Lina ban is actually going to be for the common stack here. They don't want to give that Lion-Lina duo support here. Maybe expecting a lot of burst damage. That is quite scary. You've got the finger as well as the Laguna, and Laguna scales very well, especially if you can end up picking up an Agnum's run, you know, a very hard maybe roll 6 on the Lion and get a farming Lina like we saw Aoi do. I believe it was at DAC when Aoi played that Lina. That was incredible, just getting so much farm here. And we'll see what the pickup's going to be on the side of 4 friends plus common here. Beastmaster could still be a solid pickup here. Just run a Beastmaster off lane, you know. And it's going to be a Razor, so Razor against Viper, not bad. And an immediate Drow pick here on the side of the Dire stack. And you got to wonder how these lanes are going to go. A Broodmother just after taking so much time early on the first 2 picks. Both teams just flying through their cores here. And a Broodmother going to be picked up. And Brood's pretty good against a Drow. Obviously, if you can just get up to her through the webs and she has no true sight of you, she's not going to be able to do much. She's very squishy when it comes to something like that. Razor, not too bad. You really don't end up stealing damage from the Drow. She can just gust you away and it'll break the link or silence you, whatever. The Brood doesn't have to worry too much about being silenced, but we'll have to see how this goes out. They've got a lot of slow and a lot of kiting potential on the side of the Dire stack here, and that could prove fatal for somebody like a Broodmother, for somebody like a Razor. You know, he likes to steal your damage, but if you're Viper Striked or, you know, you got 4 points and a Frost Arrow's hitting you, really, what can you do at that point? Shadow Shaman, another solid pick. So 2 Hexes here on the side of the Dire. We did see Hex actually get nerfed a little bit in 6.83, but still a very strong ability. They've got a lot of push from the wards as well as the Drow. And it looks like an Axe is going to be the last ban. They don't want to get that Axe pickup against the Broodmother. Can't really lane too well against that here. Although I wouldn't expect, usually when you have the Axe, you're going to be laning the Axe in a safe lane solo, and then you're going to be running an aggressive tri-lane, which Drow usually isn't the best hero for the aggro tri-lane. Maybe they would run the Drow mid and the Viper in the aggro tri-lane, but we'll have to see what the last ban's going to be here. It should be a Razor mid, Broodmother off lane, and really, what core do they think they're going to be picking up here? Perhaps something like an Anti-Mage just to close the gap on that Drow Ranger. A Lycan, another solid pick as well. Going to be able to close the range on that Drow. And taking the Lycan out, they're not going to have too many options still. We'll have to see what they want to grab as their last pick here. Going to be most likely their safe lane solo, or they're probably going to be, could be a tri-lane, but with the Lion as well as the Shadow Shaman, they're both very safe supports. And they can be very aggressive, so you don't really want to lane against that. Maybe they're good rotating supports, so maybe you want to find something that can pressure them, but the Broodmother is already all they need. As long as the Broodmother's in the lane, it's going to be tough for both of them to leave. The Brood will know. He'll say, hey guys, there's nobody in the lane. I'm bullying this Drow, or I'm really controlling this lane. Be careful. Mid lane, be careful, you know, in the safe lane. So I really actually do like this Brood pickup. It's going to mean that the Lion and the Shadow Shaman probably really can't rotate that well, unless it's going to be maybe a Drow mid, and then the Viper is going to be hard for the Brood to really control if he puts a lot of points into the Corrosive Skin and a Brewmaster. So not a bad pick. They've got a lot of control for the Brewmaster. The silence from the Drow. Hexes are instant, so you can hex that Brew before he can get his ultimate off. There is that cast point that they did throw on that Brewmaster ultimate not too long ago, and it's Spirit Breaker. So we're gonna see most likely an offlane Spirit Breaker in the heart of IX Mike here. I'm sure he would be having a grand time if he was watching this game, and we'll get right into it as the heroes are gonna start getting picked up by the players. Looks like we're gonna have FishBot on the Viper, Friss on the Lion here, and we'll just jump down here. Frizz on the Lion, as well as looks like who are we gonna have here? Stand-in Toontamer. He's going to be the captain, the guy that was drafting here. He's going to be over here on the Shadow Shaman. Having a little bit of issue with the free camera here. There we go. So he's going to be playing the Shadow Shaman. Korean Letters is going to be on the Drow Ranger with that nice little Mask of Madness there. Courier's Purchased Gem. Not the gem you'd really want in there, as well as autographed by Toby Wan. So, you know, not too bad there. FishBot, already mentioned him. And Roran, he's going to be taking up the Spirit Breaker with this pretty cool set. He's got the Immortal as well from this year's Compendium. Looks like LudaAa, he's going to be on the safe lane solo Razor, it looks like. As we're going to have an offlane Broodmother, Holy Harry, and maybe, are they going to be going with him? No, probably not a safe lane solo. We're going to have Common. He's going to be the Common of the Common stack here. He's going to be playing up the Earthshaker, as well as Wost. That's how I'm going to pronounce that one. He's going to be down here on the Witch Doctor, so they're going to have a lot of stun, and we'll see how this turns out. The Brewmaster, not the best hero to go up against the Viper. You know, obviously, Viper is good against magic damage, not so much against physical with only 2 armor, but we'll see if maybe if the Brewmaster can get a nice clap and some crits off, this Viper could have a tough time in his lane here. We do see a deep ward already placed by this Spirit Breaker, so nice for him. I'm not sure if the side of the Radiant did see that. We are getting some pings out here. Toontamer not going to be able to find the ward here. Maybe expecting the ward right here, but it's going to be down here more. And Spirit Breaker saying, I see you. He knows you're in there, Earthshaker. And some nice little banter. Can always look forward to some banter in in-house leagues. And obviously all of it's just purely fun. Dire looks like they're going to be able to easily grab the top rune. This Brew should probably just run right back and block the camp out. There's the ward going to be thrown down there by the Witch Doctor, and we're going to hop right into it now as offlane Spirit Breaker going to be kind of hard for him to get any CS whatsoever. They could really safe lane solo this Razor and have these this Witch Doctor as well as the Earthshaker roam around and pressure this top lane here. Looks like they're probably not going to do that. Where they're going to drop the other sentry, they do have it still if they want to throw it down in lane, and it looks like that may be the choice here. The Lion as well as this Shadow Shaman both ready here. Maybe getting a little bit too close here. It looks like, oh, there's the pause, the Brewmaster. Oh no, unfortunately it looks like this is going to be a very dead spider here. Dust even being used. Don't think they needed it. Maybe there's the last hit in Korean Letters. He's going to have 487 gold after a very successful first blood for him. And we'll just pick up the last hits and denies here. Nice move speed here on the side. He's maybe a little bit salty that he got such high move speed on the Witch Doctor, who's going to be able to easily just... wow, look at the damage from the Spirit Breaker. Is he going to get a bash here? Maybe if he gets a bash, that's going to be huge. The cask is going to be thrown out here. Not going to be able to continue with it too much more. As the Broodmother is going to have a very sad lane. Some nice zoning coming up from the Shadow Shaman as well as the Lion. But the wave will eventually push into the tower. And the Brood will get whatever EXP. There's one deny. Are they going to get two? Yes, two denies. Usually under tower, you don't want them to get denies. There's are going to miss the one, unfortunately, for them. And as well as the second one here is Viper really just doing well in this mid lane. Brewmaster already having to go home here. It's going to be very difficult for him. Missing that last hit, unfortunately, FishBot. So they're going to leave the Drow a little bit solo in this lane, as they can see that the Brood's not in her webs, so she can't really pressure this Drow too much. She does have two webs, I believe, yeah, so maybe he doesn't want to throw the other one under her tower, wants to save it so she can throw it a little bit further up the lane, but with that sentry ward there, this entire web is pretty much void at this point, and not doing too bad on the side of the Spirit Breaker. He actually has one deny of all things here, so we're going to have a double damage being picked up by the Shadow Shaman. It looks like they want to come up behind this Brood, but I don't think they'll be able to catch her off guard. She is backing out as well. They do have the ward there, and two wards side by side here. I'm not sure how they didn't see, it looks like the Radiant ward. They should have seen the Radiant ward go down on the side of the Dire. So it was there a little bit longer, it looks like. Or the Radiant should have seen the Dire ward, actually. So maybe a little bit of a misplay, not paying attention to that ward there. Spirit Breaker, level 2, not doing too bad. Level 2, 3 minutes in against a lane like this. The Earthshaker is going to be, looks like he's going to be trying to pull here, or just stacking at first, but not going to attempt to pull through Witch Doctor and the Spirit Breaker. But really, you've got to be careful here on the side of the Spirit Breaker. He's going to back out here. 3 minutes in, pretty relaxing game so far. Razor's going to just be getting whatever free farm he can, and we'll have to see once this Brewmaster ultimate comes online. They're really going to want to make a play with that, and just look at the Viper controlling the lane so well. I'm surprised at that last pick Brew. They probably should have just laned him bot lane here. It's going to be so difficult for him mid lane. He's going to have to use the Crow so much, but right when he gets that split, they're probably going to want to make a go onto this Viper. You really want to use that split right away as efficiently as possible. Make use of that cooldown timer. You don't want it to just sit there. The catapult spotting out the supports over here. Sentries are almost going to go down for this Broodmother. They're going to have a little bit of an easier time, but they're going to really need to make space with this Brewmaster ultimate here. And as well as all the level 6s, really, the level 6 on the Razor are going to allow them to push. They just have so much team fight here on the side of Radiant, and they can't let this Drow get whatever she wants on top lane. She's 19 for 11, so, you know, doesn't have a ton of CS, but certainly she's really denying this Broodmother here, as the Razor does have 11 denies as well, but not last hitting as well as this Drow Ranger is, and still looking to pressure this Broodmother here. Level 3 Spirit Breaker does grab an Invis rune, maybe looking to gank mid here. Viper doesn't have level 6 just yet, nor the mana to use it, I believe. It's 125, so he just barely has the mana for it. Brewmaster did get blocked there. Obviously didn't notice here, and it should be a dead Brew. Look at how far up he's going here. Is he going to get charged? Not even going to get charged, just maybe right-clicked here. There's another right-click. Mischance on the Viper, but it's not going to matter. There's the charge. Is he going to be able to get a bash here? No bash isn't even going to be necessary. Perhaps the mischance going to be just enough for the Brewmaster to live. He's got a clap. Not going to use it just yet. Where's the clap? There it is. He's got a crit as well. So that's going to be a dead Spirit Breaker. An unfortunate rotation from him. Not getting any bashes. 15% chance. Are you going to expect that you can get a bash off that? Mischance just barely keeping this Brewmaster alive. Nice plays coming out of Vuccappella there, and unfortunately for the Spirit Breaker, it's not going to be too much. Holy Harry not doing too well bot lane still. Does have some CS. He's 3 for 1 here. Does have a few spiders built up now, but he's had to move this web so far back. Even under his tower, has to play very defensive here. As we see the Spirit Breaker, who's he charging? It looks like maybe this Earthshaker just to get to lane a little bit faster. Is going to take a Roche hit there and just wait for the 6-minute rune, it looks like, potentially here, as Roche is going to get grabbed out of the pit. They do see this on the side of the Radiant, but not going to look to do too much. FishBot taking a little bit of damage mid from Vuccappella here, who does have the split. We'll see if maybe we're going to get a rotation here from the Earthshaker or the Witch Doctor. The Earthshaker, the wall, does give you a really long initiation range. If you can just set up the wall and follow it up with the split, the stun from that. But no, we're already going to have the salve as well as the clarity here from FishBot, so it's going to be hard to take him down. And not doing too bad here. Holy Harry is getting his spiders up, and it's going to make it more and more difficult. The more spiders you get here for these supports, he could easily pressure them if he wants to. There's another spider. It is a deny, but no big deal for him. Free money here for somebody. Broodmother is going to start moving in towards the pull camp. They still have one dust here. The Lion's got to be careful. Look at the damage onto this Lion here. Broodmother, not enough mana though, unfortunately, and all these spiders are going to go down as well, so maybe should have just saved it for when he had enough mana for the spawn spiderlings, and you can really pressure this Lion. Go up there with your main hero, even if you maybe sack the main hero, and, well, probably not worth it just to get a Lion, but saving the spiders just so you can get a lot more here. Are they looking for perhaps a stack? Looks like, yes, it's already stacked twice. They could easily block it with these spiders here. Although they're going to go down perhaps before the stack. Looks like going to spawn more spiderlings. Not going to get it. Oh, just barely grabbing it up there. So, holy Harry, almost missing his spiderlings there. And it looks like we're having some rotations mid. It was a smoke in. They're ready to use the split here. Are we going to have the wall from the Earthshaker? Viper's so far back, though. It's going to be so difficult for them. They're going to plant a sentry here. Not going to catch anything. So, nice little ward placement there as Vuccappella is still sitting back here. The Earthshaker looks like he's going in. The wall off. Why aren't they going for the wall off? It could have been an easy wall off with a follow-up cask and a split from the Earthshaker. A missed opportunity there for sure on the side of the Radiant. It looks like they're going to be rotating up top lane. The Broodmother, she's ready. She's throwing the spiders here onto the Drow Ranger. They're actually getting a charge, so we're going to see quite the fight here top lane as the Drow taking a little bit too much damage. There's the shackles as well as the fish from the Lion there. The Earthshaker getting caught. He did throw out the wall. The Broodmother's going to go down, but the Lion's going to get returned on as well. The Drow still tanking some damage. Spearbreaker charge did get canceled eventually. They are putting some damage out onto this, the Shadow Shaman Spearbreaker. Going to continue to the charge, though, right under tower. Can he get some bashes in to kill this, this Witch Doctor here? And there's the bash. Look at the damage. Wasp is going to go down here. And unfortunately for the Radiant, the Drow Ranger is going to survive here. Just tanking the creeps, getting quite low. Going to grab these bounty rune here. Maybe not. No, the Spearbreaker is actually going to grab that. He's level 5, 3 points into the bash. It's going to be so much damage. No wonder Wasp died so quickly there on that Witch Doctor. And still no boots, unfortunately for him. He's going to buy TP and throw it back mid lane. And Radiant not making as good use as I would have hoped here on this Brewmaster split. Really, you want to use that cooldown as much as possible. You can't just kind of sit there and farm, especially not against a Drow Ranger who's got treads. And just the damage coming out from her already. 35 damage on this Viper. Going to be so difficult to deal with. They've got the range supports as well, so really, it's going to be a lot of team damage when they group up with this Drow Ranger. 35, there it is, 37. When she changes her treads again, it's going to be even more, somewhere around maybe 40, 42 damage even from those treads. And just going to leave them on strength for now, as her supports are just going to look to get a lot of these creeps in the lane while the Drow's gone. Got a nice little spider army here from this Broodmother, and I wouldn't mind seeing, well, they do have dust, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Brood perhaps look to cut the wave here with the spiders. You're going to really force the supports to buy a lot more than they can afford. This Lion is just so poor. 350 gold here. Meanwhile, mid tower, we're seeing a group up from this Witch Doctor as well as the Earthshaker and this Panda here. Just going to be attacking the tower. Wasp did manage to pick up a DD, which is going to help them. Vuccappella, though, still holding on to that split. Almost has his dagger, so maybe he's just going to wait for the dagger here. His Broodmother, is he going to be able to get a kill here onto the Shadow Shaman? He is, so a nice little pickup. Even though he loses the spiders here, a very nice pickup on Holy Harry here. So good for him, recognizing that there was space for him to deal some damage and doing something with that Lion. All alone in the woods. Unfortunately, no more spiders, although it would have helped there. It looks like they are diving a little bit on the Spearbreaker. Not going to be able to get the kill here. Brewmaster is going to grab a regen rune. Top tower is going to go down. Korean letters, they do see him there. Maybe baiting him out a little bit. There's the frost arrows as well as the fish. The stun is going to land, but he's just outside of sentry range. Unfortunately, he could maybe turn around on this Lion even. Does he have mana? He does have the mana for any... Well, no. He's just going to let the spiders die, unfortunately. The Drow Ranger just going to right-click down and does have a salve here for himself. And Roran playing a little bit of that salty Dota, saying my team sucks. There's the stun coming out from Wasp. They do want to push the tower. Razor doesn't have... Oh, he does have 6, but not electing to grab his ultimate here. Quite odd. As, really, you don't need to push the Spirit Breaker that far out. You don't need the extra points and Static Link to ensure that he's out of the lane. Really, the Eye of the Storm would have helped you push the tower so well here, but, nonetheless, we are going to see Dire perhaps looking to push up mid. We are going to have the charge here onto the Brewmaster, but he's got the split. Do we have 6? Yes, we do have 6 onto the Spirit Breaker, but is it going to be enough? Maybe he should just use the split. No, he's not going to use the split just yet. And Shadow Shaman taking a couple of right clicks from this tower. Lion finally picking up his brown boots. We do see a Midas here on the side of FishBot as well as the Tread, so he's not doing too poorly whatsoever in terms of his farm. Broodmother is going to look to take over this top lane as Drow moving into the woods isn't going to be the most effective for her team. But unless you can keep the supports around, it's going to be very difficult for her to lane against this Broodmother, who's just going to be looking to pressure the tower now. Drow right behind this Broodmother. I believe the Brood could easily get a kill onto this Drow if she sees her. And it looks like she does. Moving the spiders over now. Close by are the Lion as well as the Shadow Shaman, but not nearly close enough. Not actually going to use the spawn spiderlings for the damage here against the Broodmother, and she probably should have. It's coming up in another few seconds, but the spiders are going down a little bit too fast perhaps. Double sentry getting placed, unfortunately. Actually, it looks like no one observer ward in a sentry being placed. Meanwhile, Spirit Breaker does go down. Where was that? It looks like bot lane did get killed there, and saying he's gonna rage quit, not having too much fun here. Fortunately for him, Brew, does he have the split that he wants to commit here? He does have it. He is going to commit the split. TP in from the Lion. Actually, it's going to get canceled here. The Brood, no, nobody canceling it. Just the Lion. Unfortunate play from him. A nice wall from the Earthshaker. Perhaps going to be enough. There's the Sheep onto the Fire Panda. The split is almost over here. FishBot should go down almost certainly. There's one crit. He's going to get the Viper Strike out, though. So Vuccappella is going to go down. And a 1-for-1 trade when all's said and done. Perhaps Common's going to get killed here as well. The Speed Burst is going to be used here from this Spirit Breaker. And do they have the range for anything? No, they don't even have the mana here, unfortunately for them. So much move speed, weirdly enough, onto this Earthshaker here, and they actually went the wrong way. Viper's coming around to help him, as well as the Witch Doctor here as well. So if they want to fight this could prove to be quite disastrous here. Roran perhaps going to look for a charge. There's a 2-hero silence. Charge onto the Earthshaker. He's already going to go down. No, the stun is just barely going to save him, as well as the mech. The heals from the Witch Doctor coming out, going to keep him alive just long enough. The steal of damage here. Look at the damage coming out from this Razor. Could turn around and perhaps get a kill. Wasp not really paying attention. The right click's could have helped a little bit there, and a 2-for-2. Korean Letters getting a lot of farm here. Actually going to grab, getting the Helm on the Alpha Wolf, perhaps giving him some more damage in that fight. I didn't notice if he did it in the middle of the fight or afterwards, but nice little play from him nonetheless. Broodmother is going to find the room to pressure this top tower, and these two wards, again, a little bit unfortunate that they placed both an Observer and a Sentry. Perhaps that was the idea, but it looks like it's getting pinged out from the Spirit Breaker saying, what the heck is that, guys? And you can't blame them. The Lions got to be careful. It's going to throw down the Earth Spike. They do have the Ether Shock again, so these Spiderlings should go down. There it is. Nice bit of gold going the way to these supports. The Shadow Shaman does have 1,200 gold almost, so most likely just saving up for a Blink Dagger, as this Lion's going to play a hard roll 6 support here. Not too much help from the Shadow Shaman, unfortunately, but does have some wards and some dust, so it's helping a little bit here. And actually saving up quite a bit of money here, as it looks like mid lane, Vuccappella is going to go down to the solo. Joe, maybe not. There's the blink out, the bottle up. He's got treads. Spirit Breaker maybe not wanting to give this one up. Going to continue on the charge, but it looks like, yeah, almost certainly this Brewmaster knows what's going on. Maybe the wall from the Earthshaker could stop this as well. Is he going to continue to go? It looks like he will. Not going to get the wall out. They do have the blink. It looks like he's going to blink back. A beautiful blink back to the wall. There's the ultimate from the Spirit Breaker. Is he going to get the kill on Vuccappella? It looks like the Urn maybe going to bring him down, but no, Wasp is going to come in with the heal. The Viper not going to be able to get it, and he's going to live. Nice little play. Look at this Drow Ranger coming up, and there's the ultimate from the Viper. Just look at the damage. Wasp is going to go down, going to try and channel his ultimate, but no. The buyback from the Earthshaker. Razor's coming in. He's going to steal damage from the Drow. Do we have the wall? It's actually going to be on the Viper, not on the Drow, but it doesn't matter. Drow's going to go down. There's the Echo Slam being used as well. He has Enchant Totem in a second, but he's just going to get kited. FishBot's going to get the dieback, almost getting the crit. 26 HP. He's going to live. Meanwhile, the Spirit Breaker is charged back in. FishBot with the juke. He's going to survive. The split not being used. He doesn't have a stun. Razor's coming up as well, looking for the Spirit Breaker, but it doesn't matter. What a game. What a fight mid. Absolutely fantastic. Spirit Breaker's going to survive here. Not going to go down. Just going to charge top lane. Broodmother, though, close by. Is he maybe going to look to get a kill onto the Spirit Breaker? So many spiders top lane, but he's just so fast with nothing. But Brown Boots here. Razors come back around. We're going to have a TP in from the line. They've got to be careful. All the spiderlings just turn them around on the line. There's the blink. No clap to speak of just yet. Spirit Breaker is going to go down. He's going to try and charge away, but not going to happen. Roran being a little bit in a funky position there. Couldn't do too much. Common stack. Looks like, not sure if he's giving up or if he's making fun of the guys on the side of the dire here. Maybe making fun of Roran. I'm not sure if these guys know each other, unfortunately. Again, don't watch this all too often, but it's been a good game so far here. As Korean Letters maybe going to get a kill. Look at this Frost Arrow damage and the slow. 4 points in a Frost Arrow. Not going to get the silence, unfortunately for him. And he is going to be moving into his Shadow Blade, so not too bad of an idea, especially if your supports are under-farmed, which double, a little bit odd, but double Arcane Boots here, as we're going to have a charge in onto the Earthshaker, and they do know he's there. Korean Letters is moving over. The Razor's going to come up from behind as well, though. Perhaps they're expecting the charge. Mid lane, they do see it here. It's going to get canceled, actually. Maybe he wants to go on the Witch Doctor. There's the stun, though. The cask is going to land on 2. They're not going to get anything. There's the ultimate, the blink clap, the split from this Brewmaster. There's the stun onto the Shadow Shaman. He's going to go down. And a nice 2-man kill on the side of the Radiant there. Little bit of a baited coming out here. Are they going to continue to go? They're going to throw him up with the Tornado, but they can't continue to chase. The split's going to go off cooldown. Vuccappella is going to return mid. And with the Razor ultimate, it's going to be a very easy tower. Maybe if you just move up a little bit. No big deal here, is they're going to get the tower no matter what. There it is. Going to get the lightning. The Viper Strike actually being used on the Brewmaster, who has nothing. Doesn't have a split. There's the stun. The Viper Strike's already worn off. They're not going to continue to chase. Lion doesn't have enough mana for Finger, unfortunately. Washed is going to push up. Is going to be able to get the stun off. It looks like no. Vuccappella does have another blink clap if he wants to use it. Roran actually completing his charge in. Oddly enough, there's the blink. Clap's going to miss the Lion. Lion getting another nice stun. There's the crit. He's going to go down. Vuccappella with a nice timely crit there. Meanwhile, top lane, Broodmother just pressuring this team so much. As well as mid lane, they're going to look to take this next tower as well. After getting the tier 1 mid, they do have a Fortify. And Roran saying, I'll push with you. It looks like they want to make a little bit of a move here on mid lane. Looks like Drow could get maybe a 4-man silence here if they want to go for it. Hasn't started it yet. Silence is going to go down. It's going to get at least 3 heroes. Still getting the static link off, though. There's the charge coming out onto just nothing but a creep. Meanwhile, LudaAa is just taking so much damage. He's going to go down eventually. A 3-for-1 just to trade for the Viper. Korean Letters is going to get a double kill here, and he's going to get the Razor's mega kill. So a very nice silence from him. Meanwhile, charge bot lane does get pinged out, I believe. Common stack did see it. Maybe not. He is going to grab his mango, eat that up, and maybe look to kill this Spirit Breaker who's going to get stuck in the trees, canceling that perhaps a little bit too soon. Drow Ranger, meanwhile, she's going to move into Roshan. She can easily solo this with Frost Arrows and some right clicks here. Usually a lot easier with the Mask of Madness, but still, Helm is going to give you enough lifesteal, and when you're hitting already for 256 damage, obviously it's going to be easy here. As Lion's going to look to help as well. He's going to use the fish on him. Get a little bit of a hex up, and just look at the damage. Even the Lion's outputting here about 100 damage himself. Meanwhile, I did miss that Spirit Breaker going down bot lane. Tried to get a kill onto Common here, but Wasp and Common just going to turn it around there with some nice stuns, I imagine, and get that return kill. So take a look at the graphs here, and the Common stack really leading this game right now. But I believe the Dire's still got a fantastic position here. Looks like this is going to be an easy kill onto Wasp. Korean Letters walking up and saying, hey, Wasp, what's up, buddy? There's the silence. There's the Frost Arrows. 4 hits, and he's going to go down. That is a very dead Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, Jaw's going to TP back home, looking for the kill. This Brewmaster is going to blink in, but not going to find her. There's the clap. As well as a couple right clicks here. This Brood just controlling this jungle so well. Is going to try and get away here, perhaps. There's the dust. The sentry's being placed as well. Stun just barely going to clip him. Can he get a kill on the Lion? Is he going to be able to get a kill on the Lion? The Lion's going to go down at the very least, maybe. Yes, he is. Viper doesn't have a mech. Unfortunately, you'd like to see the mech onto the Viper there just to help out. And, the Shadow Shaman's going to go down, not the Lion there. Not really sure what I was looking at, but Korean Letters is going to move mid. Going to Shadow Blade up. Common doesn't see it. He's going to move up behind Common here. There's the charge as well. The silence is going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4 as well as the charge going to be enough to secure the kill onto Common. Vuccappella is going to move into the jungle. Does pick up the Vlads. It's going to help his team fight, but look at that. About a 4,000 gold lead is going to drop almost instantaneously here. And the EXP already down to about 1,000 in the favor of Dire Stack here. So doing pretty well here. Holy Harry does look like he's going to go for the Dagon build. So the Dagon E-Blade build, not too bad. Going to have a lot of damage for these low farm supports here. 1,400 saved up on the line. Looks like he's moving into his Blink next as Shadow Shaman still just with 1,300. It looks like he did buy, I believe, his mana boots there and didn't elect to just go for the brown boots Blink. As Blink Sheep is just so difficult to deal with. Broodmother just going to look to cut the lane. Is he going to lay down a web? It looks like no, just going to walk straight through and cut it just like that. The Viper's close by. Is going to maybe look for a Viper Strike here. Does have the Aghanim Scepter as well, so he's got a lot of damage. There's the Spiders already moving into the webs again. Viper is going to just right-click them, though, and the Brood's going to have to take them away. No need to use the Orb Effect Fishbot, but why not if you got it? Vuccappella going to blink up, grab this Bounty Rune bot lane, and a little bit of a calm down here. This is 18-17. 22 minutes in, a very aggressive game. We've seen some nice little skirmishes that have resulted in 3-4 heroes dying on both sides. You know, one team getting too aggressive, but the BKB on LudaAa, really, what do they have to control that? They've got the Viper Strike. Frost Arrow's not going to go through BKB once it's popped, but it looks like they're going to make a nice little defense bot lane. Lion still with no blink. Another TP in here as well from the Viper. So we're going to have a nice little group up fight here as Broodmother just going to really pressure top lane. Korean Letters is going to pressure up with this Shadow Blade. Did they see her? They did. Just barely see her. Do they have another sentry? Yes, they do. She's still got the Aegis, though. There's the Blink and the Enchant Totem. The Blink Clap, but no. The Lion's going to get a 3-man impale. There's the charger from the Spirit Breaker as well as the ultimate. Vuccappella taking so much damage. LudaAa, he's going to try and stand his ground, but the damage from the Viper as well as the Drow not going to be enough. Split being used. The Stone's going to be thrown at the Drow. She's going to get stunned up. Korean Letters still going to be doing damage here towards LudaAa. He's going to go down with the charge from Roran. It's going to be enough. No, there's the Blink Echo Slam. It's going to kill the Spirit Breaker as well as the Drow Ranger. Korean Letters not in the right position. Now she's got to be careful with no Aegis to speak of. Another beautiful wall from Common playing out of his mind right now. There's the Viper Strike on a Vuccappella. The Aghanim Scepter giving that so little downtime and a 2 for 3 when all said and done. But they did have the Aegis and they were fighting without a Broodmother. So the Common stack with Vuccappella as the drafter doing pretty well here. They're pressuring so much. So many spiders top. This Drow's got to be careful. She does have a Shadow Blade, but not for another 8 seconds. They do see all these spiderlings, and Brood's just going to back off, move into the jungle here. Still with only the Dagon 2. Does have Dagon 3 whenever he wants to grab it. Unfortunately, this was blocked by the Sentry Ward, which will go down fairly soon here and get a little bit of null in time, but some nice plays coming up from both teams. That Echo Slam being absolutely crucial in that fight. The wall, unfortunately, they had no really follow-up after that. Brewmaster got Viper Strike there, and a beautiful 3-man stun from Freeze, as well as the finger following that up, was really just another major thing in that fight. The Drow Ranger gonna get stunned. There's the Witch Doctor ulti. The Dagon, the Drow's gonna go down. Whether it's the Maledict or the Broodmother, there's a mega kill streak going the way of Wos. He's getting charged right now, but it's not gonna be enough. He's gonna turn off, and where's this charge going? Still going towards this Witch Doctor, and I wonder when he's going to cancel it. There it is. Finally getting canceled at the Ancients here. Double Bracer treads. He's got a lot of damage on the side of the Spirit Breaker. Meanwhile, mid lane, we're going to have the Blink from the Brewmaster, who did buy 2 smokes. Lion is going to grab the Blink Dagger. Now it's going to be very hard. The Blink Hex or the Blink Impale. It looks like the mech is going to be picked up on the Shadow Shaman, so it doesn't really matter. When you've got 2 hexes, the Blink could go on either or heroes, and some fantastic plays right now. Really can't say who's in the lead. It says the Common stack, but I'd have to agree with that, really, especially after that last fight. You know, they didn't really come out ahead, but they did have the Aegis that they got rid of, and after killing that Drow top lane, it's going to be very difficult. The charge was going onto the Razor here. It did get canceled as they don't nearly have enough damage here. They don't have the Blink Hex. They don't really have anything to control this Razor through his BKB. They've got to be careful here. There's the Blink up from this. No, not going to continue to go. The Blink up from the Brewmaster. is just going to hide and TP out on the Shadow Shaman. Top lane, meanwhile, they're looking to get rid of this Brood Pressure, who's got now her Dagon 4. Really doing a good job of keeping the Dire on their side of the map and not being able to push out. That's not what you want to do as a Drow Ranger, who's going to be looking towards a Butterfly of all items here. And look at that, charged into Wasp automatically. Are we going to have the wall perhaps? No, not going to use the wall just yet. It looks like maybe they're going to group up and defend this bot tower again. And if they win one more team fight on this side of the Radiant here, this could spell the end of the Dire. The charge in again. Who's it going on? There's the two-man silence. The Brew as well as the Earthshaker. Are we going to have the split anytime soon? Earthshaker, is he going to go down? No, he's still alive. He could turn around. The finger is going to go down. Wasp is going to die. He's still got a challenge ward. The Blink Echo Slam is going to be on 3. A fantastic Echo Slam and a wall to follow it up. Fishbot's going to go down. Beautiful plays from Common. And fantastic that he just barely got out there. Roran's going to be thrown up here by, and there's the GG actually. I said it might be an early GG if they lose this fight, and it looks like that's it. The Brood's going to be able to get top, and that's going to be game. Common stack on the back of Common. A fantastic Blink Echo Slam, just barely surviving. Running out of that team fight on what had to have been nothing but 10% HP. And really, a misplay on the side of the Dire here, letting him get away like that. Not paying attention, obviously. There's one Rax top lane. Bot Rax perhaps not going to go down, but really, what can they do now? They've got all this pressure. There's the good game well played again from Korean Letters. It looks like maybe now this is going to be the real GG, as they're going to get double Rax here, and they really can't look to fight it. And what a game. Just getting, I mean, really, everything was decided on those 2 fights. Bot lane defending that tower. Common saying thanks for the MMR. Obviously, there is no MMR here, but guys, what a game. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope to do a lot more of these games, as that was a lot of fun to watch. Please do check out my other videos. I do obviously do some other From Lane to Lane series, which is just normal, not in-houses games. And then I do try to do some NEL. I'm going to try and get some Face It, as well as a little bit of a learning series. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was a fantastic game, and I look forward to doing more of these. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have my series From Lane to Lane, where I just cast some everyday pubs that you guys send me. I also do some more professional pubs, like games from Koikva, Miracle, whoever I can get my hands on from Dodo Buff. I have a learning series as well, so feel free to check that out. There's some more info in the description, as well as some videos linked in the annotations at the end here. Thanks a lot.